Okay. So the story that was the most memorable by far was the trip where everything went wrong. So I actually looked it up the other day, and I thought I was younger at the time, but it turns out I was 18, had just graduated high school, and my best friend had puppy fever. And she had a dog that passed away, and she wanted another dog. So she found a really cute one online. The problem was it was in Ohio. So she was at my house and she asked, "Hey, do you want to tag along on this road trip?" And I thought, sure, I have nothing going tomorrow. We'll be there and back in a day. Sure, let's do it. Yeah. And so we left in the morning, the next morning. I think like the sun was just rising and everything. I like to start this story out by saying we should have known something was up when we saw the flaming semi on the side of the road. This semi truck was on fire, flames. I think it was on its side, and it was on the other side of the freeway, so the backup didn't affect us, but we knew it would later on in the trip. So we just kind of made a mental note of that and we continued on driving. We got down to Ohio, only getting stuck in traffic once. I think it was maybe about an hour that time, or almost an hour. Not bad. So we get to Ohio, we find the puppy. He's the cutest thing ever. And we didn't prepare to bring the dog back, not quite sure why. So we had to stop by Walmart to grab a puppy carrier and like a kennel and everything. So she's in the back seat holding this puppy who had never been in a car, and I'm driving, and the puppy gets car sick. So it throws up in the car, and she just manages to get like a bucket under its mouth, and it catches the puke and everything. But okay, so it was what? June or July or something, I don't know, but it was summer and it was hot, and this puppy's puke reeked. So we get it taken care of and everything, and I go inside Walmart and I grab some paper towels for the puppy, and I grab the puppy carrier, and we get outside, we get everything situated, and we're starting driving back to the freeway, and we hear in the backseat, and the puppy throws up again. But this time, it was in the carrier, so it's slipping around in its puke, getting all mixed up in its fur, and it's disgusting, and we can smell it. And we would probably be throwing up ourselves if we left the windows rolled up. So we rolled them down, which means roasting hot day outside. We still have some of the smell, but it's just a bad situation. So there's no point trying to clean the dog off at this point. It's done. So we just decided to go. And like, we feel bad for the dog in the back seat, but what can you do? So we get going. Eventually we want to stop for lunch. So we pull off to one of those rest stops that has a few different restaurants together and everything. And the puppy can't come inside. So I run inside with both of our wallets, and I get our food, and I take it outside so that we can all, like, she and I can eat together, and the puppy can get some water and food and stuff. And we get going back on our way, and we run into a toll between Michigan and Ohio. And so I go to reach for my purse because I know both of our wallets are in there, and my purse is missing. I left it at the rest stop with both of our wallets in it, with my new credit card that I had just activated the previous day, my social security card, because I was job hunting and I didn't have it memorized at that time, and her wallet with all of her money, and it was so bad. And we're like coming up on this toll, like, what do? We have no money. We managed to find a couple bucks in the back seat, but we got through. We pulled off on the side. We're like, so what do we do? Like, we had just gassed up, so we thought we could still make it back and everything. Yeah, but we were basically down on our luck, and I didn't have a cell phone. She did not have anything more than like a basic phone, so we could call and text, but that was about it. We called her dad. He wasn't quite sure what to do. At this point, we're laughing because the day is just going downhill, and we know it. And let's see, what happened at that point? I think we ran into traffic again. And that time was, I think, also about an hour. And then the iPod dies. The iPod was our only source of entertainment. So we're sitting in traffic, windows down, roasting hot day, pukey dog in the back seat, no music, nothing to lift our spirits. We ended up memorizing, because she had already made us listen to the soundtrack to Wicked. She taught me the soundtrack to Wicked, and we sang it. Yeah. To this day, she and I can still bust out singing the song, and we rock it. It's great. So that happened, and we got out of traffic. And then we hit the traffic for a second time. I think that time was 2 hours, and that was the one because of the flaming semi. And so eventually we get back to Michigan, like just as the sun is setting. We get back to her house. We get the puppy in the backyard. We hose it off and everything. And yeah, it was one of the most memorable one-day trips. And it seriously, it tested our friendship. It really did. It tested our endurance, our friendship, our ability to laugh in the face of, oh my gosh, it's all going to crap. So yeah, that's one of my memorable stories. All of it in one day. It was a very interesting day. So I'm sure there's more that I'm not remembering, but those were the highlights of that trip. So, all right.